Hey, what's going on, family? Welcome back to the Make a Buck with a Truck podcast. It's your boy Big Mike, right back at you. And today we have Reload Boy, Mr. Nick himself. So let me let you know that this gentleman here, entrepreneur, legacy of family trucking, has the trucker's best interest at heart. You know what I'm saying? And just a really, really all around good guy. And Nick, I'm gonna go ahead and let them tell you what you do. Let them tell you, let you tell them what they do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. And once again, my name is Nick Patrick, and I am a founder of Reload Board. And what we're doing is we're creating a business directory where we want to be a resource for owner operators. I started noticing a lot of the issues that were going on with load boards and some of the distrust that a lot of owner operators had about freight brokers and transparency. And I set out to start Reload to try to really tackle a lot of those issues and see if I can fix at least some of them.
Yeah, that's cool. See, so and I'm glad you said that about being rate transparency and stuff like that, because I just did an episode about um, trucking companies who give this has truck owner operators driving for them, not giving them rate cons and stuff like that, and say because they don't want them to call the shipper and procure their freight for themselves. First of all, we know that's impossible without a surety bond and stuff like that. But no, without having a broker's authority. But that's the reason why they say they don't want them to give them a rate con. But transparency in the industry nowadays is really be kind of becoming kind of like a misnomer. It's not a normal practice nowadays. So if you tell a driver where you're getting 28% of the load, but you won't give him a rate con, that kind of how does he know that he's actually getting 28% of that load? So I'm glad you mentioned rate transparency. So as far as the directory go, kind of tell me who you're targeting as far as the directory goes.
I'm looking for owner operators, small fleet carriers. We're talking no more than maybe 10 drivers at a time. Just really your mom and pop shop, the ones that are trying to stay with their heads above water and trying to get through this tough time period right now. My goal is to help them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my target market. So if you got your own authority, you're a one person shop, you're trying to grow your business, you maybe been trucking for a few years, and now is a hard time to scale and expand. I want to provide you with the resources that you need, whether that's working with accounting professionals, financiers, lending, or even trying to find good quality insurance. I want to be that resource that you go to.
No, that is really, really good. That's really good. So let's break each part of that down. What you just talked about. So when you say accounting specialist, like I know of a accounting specialist that I've interviewed. She's really, really solid, and you know her too, Miss Sonia Jones with GIP Financial. So when you say that, well, so is that an option that you'll have for somebody to be able to go in and work with somebody like Miss Sonia, as far as the accounting goes?
Absolutely. So we actually have Miss Sonia listed as part of Reload right now, and I'm doing some back end connections with people who specialize in services just like hers, because I want to make sure that everybody understands that the trucking business is like same thing with music business or any other business. That business part of it, which is the back end, is something that is a lot of things on the back side that does the administrative work, accounting and financing and cash flow. I want to make sure that we have those people on Reload as well. So that way, when a driver signs up, they have this wealth of contacts that are there, whatever they're needing. It might not be anything that has anything to do with the driving portion, but just needs help with operating their business, that they're able to get access to that through Reload.
Oh man, that is so solid because see, I talked about on one of my podcast episodes. Now I think it was just a clip I put on TikTok about minding your business. And what we have a tendency to do is we have a tendency to come in and kind of do bogus business. So we're operating our business under our personal name. We don't have a business bank account. We don't have in Tennessee 10 tap account, which is a Department of Revenue. We're not paying our taxes the way we're supposed to. We don't have different accounts set up to pay taxes on operating expenses and stuff like that. So when you're offering this service or the ability for somebody to go in and find someone. You're putting it firsthand in front of us. I think that's really, really great. So, and then to kind of move on a little bit. So, have you? I think we talked before about gentlemen that are not doing business the way they're supposed to. Um, yeah. So do you have like opportunities for funding and stuff like that?
For opportunities for funding, well, if you're doing business the way, like you mentioned, you're supposed to. I do have some people that I'm working with that I've actually connected some drivers to, and that has been a problem as well. Is they want access to funding. These people provide funding and they do lending, whether SBA loans, business lines of credit, but they don't have a business checking account.
Right, right. I get it. I get it. So, I mean, as y'all can hear, and make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I mean, if you like the content that we're bringing today, and make sure that you go to Reload Board. If you're a driver, this is a place that you need to be. And the way he explained it to me, this is like the Yelp for truck drivers. So he's going to have as many of assets as he can have for us as truckers. So you're talking about accounting services, and he mentioned to me insurance, which we're gonna break down here in just a few. Even having breakdown services, people to be able to network where you can call if you have a breakdown in a certain area. So this is how big he's trying to get this, and we need to make sure that we sign up for a Reload Board. You know what I'm saying, and then go through and share it with our friends too. Truckers Path would be really, really good if everybody used it. So we want to make this a platform that everybody uses. So that way, he even talked about parking even. So we want, this is something that we really want to kind of get behind, you all, and just kind of back up and put our dollars behind and put up right now. I mean, he's offered it as a big discount or even possibly free, but we want to get behind and put our support behind and build a community behind around Reload Board. So let's talk about the freight aspect of it, if you don't mind, please, Nick.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that, and I thank you for putting it that way as well, because yeah, I definitely want to get as many drivers on it, because the more drivers we get to sign up, then we can start actually going after more high quality freight brokers and shippers and getting them involved in loading their freight and coming to Reload Board and coming directly to a carrier. Let's say you want to do more deals that you have to have a customer base. Building a lead book like that's part of the hard part of actually going out there and procuring freight and things of that nature. So we want to be able to provide those services for our members so we can actually go get the loads, whether it is connecting with freight brokers and requirement, going back to that transparency thing and saying, we will give you access to a free account. You can post as many loads as you want, but you have to pay the expense of being transparent and how much you're taking, how much the load is paying, how much your fee is. That's the only transparency. That's the only fee that you have to pay in order to post on our load board. Now, we're not going to dictate how much it is, but the market is going to dictate that. The driver is going to dictate that. If a driver is willing to allow you to take 60%, well, at least tell that driver that you took 60%.
Right. Instead of taking 60% and not letting us know, like I had one of my drivers, one of the brokers that I work with directly to come on and teach my dispatch students. And where he explained he only does 10 to 15%. He said he's never done any more than that. He'll never do any more than that. And like if you look at my rate con from the rates that he dispatches for me for the loads that he dispatches, he always adds the fuel on there. So he'll give me a flat rate of just say he'll give me the total cost at like $3.20 a mile. And then he'll add the fuel separately. So he always adds the fuel separately in there. So what it does, it makes me feel comfortable, better about dealing with him in that type of situation. Transparency is the name of the game. So what about on the insurance part of it, Nick? Well, what were you offering for us as insurance goes?
As far as insurances, I'm recruiting. I'm actually searching. So if you know of anybody, I'm looking for insurance brokers who specialize in commercial insurance. I want to have a plethora of options. I've witnessed firsthand from close family members who have had issues with their insurance or something of that nature, whether it's from admin issues or they need to get insured for something different to get access to a different load, but not knowing where to go. I want to have those resources there. So say call such and such up. They are local insurance to your area. So that way that you have those people, because we can do that in every other entity of life. But I want to go and get car insurance. I know to go to Geico. I know to go to these places. But I know that if you have an insurance agent, you're going to get a better deal than going and trying to do it yourself, going through Google.
Right, right, right. And like one of the main people that we deal with is Progressive, and I happen to know a Progressive agent, but like a lot of owner operators, as far as the commercial side of it, they like to use Progressive because Progressive has, some similar cheaper rates, as far as especially when you're first getting started with insurance. But if we can have a conglomerate of insurance brokers to be able to come in and offer us a competitive rate where this person might say, well, you got a brand new authority, I'm saying, it's going to be $1,800 a month. Or this company over here says, well, you got a brand new authority, we're going to charge you $1,400 a month. So we need to be able to have a comparable rate and be able to say, well, I have my home owner's insurance with you, but this is something separate. I would like to stay with State Farm, or I would like to stay with Progressive. Is there any way possible you can compare it to this rate right here? So what it does, it gives us a little bit of leverage as far as paying that much, that large amount of insurance, cargo insurance, liability insurance to get started, to even get your authority. So I think that even new companies need to get on Reload Board because it's going to be an asset to them as well, So,
well, let me ask you a question.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
I'm sorry. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
From a value stance, would you feel as though we're getting these insurance agents so that way you can compare, contrast? Would it be valuable even to say that I am a owner operator? I've got a lot of, I gotta get loads out there. I'm really busy. I need a source where I can just go to and have these people go out there and actually research that for you and come to you with a list of 5 agents or something like that, all with their fees and stuff, and just give it to you, let you know with their contact information, almost like a packet there. So that way you're not calling up different agents. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm referring to. I mean, so if you think about it, if you go in, you call, just say you call one agency, you call Progressive, and then you had to go back and you call Allstate, or you had to go back and call Lipscomb and Pitts. So these are people who offer commercial insurance. But if you had to call all of these different people versus having this one-stop shop right here within Reload Board, it'll help out a lot. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, it'll help out a lot. And so it's what about like life insurance and even like I had an accident insurance. I interviewed Miss Godwell Barungi, a lady who had it was like an accident insurance policy, and it will pay you if you went into the hospital. Now there are some that I think that even if you're off or your truck is down, they'll still pay you. So do you have access to insurances like that?
You're talking about on the personal side, right? Like on the individual?
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about like, okay, yeah, like on the personal side, yeah, like a Aflac or something like that, as far as your business goes.
Oh, absolutely. So I am reaching out to those as well. I do have a couple people. They're mostly in health insurance, but those are on my list to do. We were reaching out to health insurance, legal advice, bookkeepers, accountants. So if CPAs and like that, sales agents as well. We want to make sure we get those type of folks on there. But absolutely, some ones that can help with bodily injury and harm, and even on the legal side as well. We want to make sure we have those resources.
Okay, cool. So let me ask you this now. I'm gonna have this as a shameless plug. I teach dispatchers. So will you have an area for dispatchers? So let's just say a newer company come in, or you got a company that's been in business 3 or 4 years, and he wants to expand. He wants to reach that exponential or growth. Will you have an opportunity for them to be able to reach out to dispatchers as well?
You know what? I think I can do a little bit better than that. I mean, yes, I planned on it, but hearing you say it that way, I'll try to see if probably the next version beta, like the next version 2.0, to have something that tries to match them, kind of like auto match them, or hey, you're looking to expand, you're looking for dispatch. Here's a list of dispatchers in your areas. Would you like to contact them?
Man, that's solid, man. That's solid. And like I said, I didn't want to put you on the spot because I know that Reload Board is in this beta stage. Okay, so
Right.
and then like so, guys, what I need you all to do is when you sign up for Reload Board, because I'm doing it myself today and giving feedback. So when you sign up for Reload Board, make sure you reach out to Mr. Nick and let him know that hey, listen, I like this part of it. This part of it right here is a little difficult. It's a little confusing for me because what it does is that it helps them to be able to make the user experience better as far as the website go. When I scroll through the website, oh my God, it's professionally done. It's easy to follow. It flows well. So think about as he starts to add all of these different people to the directory and then these different assets for for uh for uh for us as truckers, think about how much better the user experience is going to get as he continues to do this. And make sure you share this. I mean, if you got a TikTok page, share it. You know, what I mean, if you just take a screenshot of the of the screenshot of the first page and just put it on your page behind some music. Share it, you know, put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Let's make sure we put it out there to everybody because the more participation we have in this, the bigger it's going to get. You know, so I first noticed Mr. Nick on at the he was on the 1% podcast, and I was like, oh my God, this is powerful. So, you know, he can tell you more about that.
Oh yeah, I was up at the Best Fest, and I thought to myself, I have to try to do whatever I possibly can to get the word out. And I just so happened to be fortunate enough to get into one of these tanks they had where they were blowing the money up in the air. And if you were able to catch some money, you got a chance to sit down with them and have kind of like a 15-second interview. And that's what I had the opportunity to do, just a quick 15-second with them. And it was wonderful. It was fantastic energy.
Man, that's great. That's great. And the Invest Fest, man, I hadn't had an opportunity to go. You know what I'm saying? I've been to a Black Equity Con and I went to the podcast summit, but it's one of those things with EYL that I'm really, really interested in getting into, you know, and moving into the space where I can truly like make the right investments as far as my you know my financial future goes. And so it's an opportunity that you be able to network with some, you know, some high net worth individuals, you know, and I really commend you on going to that. So when you start, let's get back to Reload Board, and I'm sorry, because I'll go down a rabbit hole, bro. I'm sorry, but let's get back to back into Reload Board. So as we recap all of the services, you're looking at a load board service, you're looking at a possible insurance service, being able to have the insurance network, a driver network, a carrier network, and being able to kind of even work with some high network brokers or be able to work directly with some shippers. So all of this within itself can really change the dynamic of a company and have financial services so we can be able to handle business out the right way so we can stay ready so we don't have to get ready like Miss Sonia Jones says. So we can always be ready for whatever comes down the pike. Like right now they have another PPP round of PPP, like it's sort of like a PPP coming down. And if you don't have your business structured right, you're not going to be able to get it. It's not going to be like the last one where you can go in and make up a business at the last minute, and or you hadn't been in business for XYZ amount of numbers of time, and you think you can just jump out there and grab this money. Well, guess what? They can put you in jail for real. But this opportunity, if you got your business set up right, this is something that you possibly could have tapped into if you were doing business in the right way. Okay, so I remember that you mentioned something about breakdown services. Have you reached out to anyone about that?
All right. So here's how we have it right now. We have about 4,300 listed repair shops, parking lots, truck stops. We just went and we took a list of everywhere that are listed all across the internet, and we listed them all out with their locations and everything. So that way, if you're on the road at any point in time, you can just click to find your location in the search bar, and just use keywords like parking, just like you would do in Google, and it'll pull up a list and how many miles you are away from that shop or that parking lot or that truck stop. If you're on the road, we have roadside assistance. You can call them up because we have them listed on there on the network. So as the network grows, there'll start to be more that come because they'll start registering themselves or claiming their pages. But we collected all that information for you, so that way that you don't have to scour through Google, going through endless pages or calling places up to see if they even do things like engine repair.
Wow, wow, that's whew, that's a lot. That's a lot of help, man. And I mean, to be able to reach out to someone, make no difference where you are in the United States, man. I mean, you're looking at repair shops, and like we do know, like a lot of places, man. So, what about a rating system for those repair shops? Will you have a rating system for those as well? Like
Well,
a review
of
set?
course, you got to have a rating system. There's a member reviews there, so other members within the network, please, if you go, whatever experience you have, we do recommend that you go and rate that person or rate that shop, so that way you can inform other drivers. You can leave a comment or a review. They do have the opportunity to respond, but
Mhm.
there is that. It's got to be that same system that you have of rating and reviews, just like you have in Google My Business or Yelp or Facebook.
Okay, great, 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 great. So see, there you go, guys. This is our opportunity to be able to join a network strictly for us as truckers. There are not many things that are strictly for us as truckers. Of course, you have truckers path and that's the main one I mainly use. And you have like truckers tools that it give you some loads, on there and stuff like that. And they use them more so as a TMS system or to be able to track and manage the truck more so than they do, issuing you loads and finding loads for you or even providing you with services. Yeah, they got some parking on there and some truck way stations and truck stops on there. They do have some of those, but not to this level that we're talking about here. Okay, so we want to make sure that we support this, share it with our friends. You know what I'm saying? Make sure if you hashtag somebody, hashtag trucker life and stuff like that. So have you considered fuel discounts? Like being able to find fuel discounts?
Right now, it's not on the immediate. I have to say, unfortunately, we can be. Well, I'll write that one down. Right
Okay.
now, I've been really kind of concentrated on the relationships and the connections aspect of it. Just having those resources of direct contacts, like you mentioned with the round of PPP and making sure that your business is straight. If you join Reload Board, I don't want you to see I don't have the service that you're looking for. If I don't have it
Mhm.
on there right now, I really hope that somebody would just reach out to me. Or even if you haven't joined it yet, reach out to me, say you need some assistance with getting your business straight. I will find the people that you need. If I need to, I will call around for you and find quality people to help you actually license your business. That's
Man,
that's where I'm at with right now, is to concentrate
okay.
on the relationship aspect.
And I got you, man. I mean, because like here at the Make a Buck with a Truck podcast, we do everything in trucking. I'm trying to help everybody that's in the trucking industry in the best way that I possibly can. So I know I'm shooting things out there that, that hadn't even been brought to the table yet because you're basically trying to assist drivers in their phases where they're either starting or doing it wrong, and we commend you on that. That is so good. But the more support we have in this, the better services you'll be able to provide. So let me ask you a question. I kind of got to get in your business a little bit, man. So what is the monetization strategy of this? Have you considered the
Absolutely.
monetization strategy?
Absolutely. I want to only charge you if you want to build and do more business. That's the way I believe in business. If you want to make money, it's going to cost you a little bit of money. If you don't
Right.
want to really make money, then it's not going to cost you anything. And so that's where I laid the pricing model out for Reload. If you just want to list your truck or just get access to the truck spots and the repair shops, and all, you just want to have access to that. You don't want to do much of the business or expanding. That's free. It
Mm-hmm.
costs you nothing to have a page up. Now, when you want to get to the next level of I want to access the load board. I want to contact with business connections. That's where we have different pricing tiers, where we have the first pricing tier, which is the premium,
Mm-hmm.
and that is $45 a month. And that's going to give you
Wow.
access to the load board. You get unlimited amount of inbound leads through your lead form that is going to be on your public profile page. You're going to have full access to the network, and you're going to have kind of a more search priority with our searches. So if a
Right.
shipper or a broker, everybody comes and looking for a truck driver, you're going to get a bit more of a higher tier there from that system. And then after that, we have our ultra plan, which is a bit higher than that. And that's where you get the utmost highest level of search priority. You get a box around, kind of like one of our featured drivers. You get
Mm-hmm.
access to the load board, of course, and discussion threads and everything like that, and unlimited inbound. It is simply just for those who want to. I want to be featured more prominently. I want to get more access to all the resources that I need to run my business. You get
Right.
first priority whenever leads come in. When we shuffle out leads to our members, you get first priority access to those as well. So that's what I want to do. My goal is to not charge hundreds and hundreds of dollars to the drivers. I want it to be really centered around whatever investments you want to make in your
Man,
business.
so cool, man. That is so cool. So, like, I'm thinking about even recommending you to my dispatchers because what'll happen is that if they service a carrier that may have maybe DAC one or may have DAC Pro or may have on which is DAC Power or may have Trucker's Edge or Truck Stop or Truck 123 load board or some of these other load boards, if they can tap into your network, pay the fee, and then relinquish the charge to the carrier, which in turn means that they're negotiating that price with the broker themselves. If they can do that, because that's the way I teach my students. I teach them, hey, your fee you need to be trying to negotiate it with the broker, so that way the
Right.
carrier have to pay your fee. You know what I'm saying? You're negotiating your fee at all times. So that's the way I teach them. But by the same token, uh, if they can pay that fee, that $45 a month, you think about it, that's an extra asking for an extra $25-$30 a load, and that'll pay for that load board that's within itself. So that'll
Very
help
true.
send it out to their contracted carrier as well.
Very true. I mean, we want to make sure that I don't want it to be where the driver feels like they're not getting value. So that's why I want to always say, we could try to make deals, we could try to do whatever we can do, but let's try to give them as much value as possible. And I think that something like that's a great way to actually negotiate and to get a value aspect for your dispatch business to provide
Right,
that type of work.
right. So man, and man, I really appreciate you adding this so much value that you have, man, to this podcast. But I want you to tell me, just kind of tell the people how you got started in this industry.
Oh, okay. So I had spent about a year hearing my father, my cousin, and my brother out as they talked about their issues with brokers and finding loads, and really how hard it was on the road, how many expenses that they have. And at the time, I came up in the advertising agency, and so I kind of had my own things that I was worried about trying to run my own ad agency. But then I started actually like hearing what was going on, and I'm thinking to myself, well, what's stopping you from actually going there and trying to build something for you all, like your own internal load board, and
Mm-hmm.
try to think, how do you what's I'm so used to going to business owners and marketing their business and saying we need to get your sales team to be handling more inbound calls and less outbound calls. Well, it's the
Right.
same thing with any business. You need a customer base. And how
Mm-hmm.
do you build a customer base? How do you take inbound leads? And that's where I started to notice they weren't set up for that. It's like your dispatcher has your phone number. Maybe the broker has your phone number. But if I was a shipper looking for somebody to reach or somebody to help me out with my trucking needs, and I wanted to use you, how would I find you?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
that's what it led me down this road of saying, okay, how can I build this for them? How can I build this for something like okay, the load boards are a problem. All right, well, how do you graduate from the load board to being able to have your own book of business? Like, how do I help you be that bridge there? Because if somebody can be like that Swiss Army knife and concentrate on that portion of it, where
Mhm.
you're offering a network to people, you're offering an opportunity for membership, and this should be kind of a way to graduate. Like, not many people go to business school, and this should be like the business school, but this business school gives you access to everything you need. You have discussion threads on there so that a driver who's more seasoned can give more game to drivers who are out there on the road who don't
Yeah,
have as much understanding of it, and they're just entering a space and they're making decisions that, well, especially when you're picking freight, that could possibly hurt the rest of the market, because if you're picking that cheap freight, then they're going to give cheap freight to everybody.
right. I agree. I agree totally. I agree.
And so that put me on a path to try to say, what type of features can we give? We need to have discussion threads. We need to have somewhere where they can have access to actual business contacts so they can run their business. They have to have opportunity to have freight, so we have to have a load board on there. Let's give them an opportunity to have private messaging as well, and to list all of their social media handles. And so that's what we've been doing, and be able to actually upload pictures of their trucks. They've got to be able to showcase what they have, their fleet or something. Like
Yeah.
everything that can be available to them on Facebook. Let's put it available on this directory and try to give as many of those features as possible, as well as a business listing directory. So that way we can provide something that is strictly for them. Because I believe that social media is, as a whole, is transitioning and is going to be a lot more niche based.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
having a network that is only dedicated to drivers and owner operators puts more power back into their hands.
Man, woo, man, that's oh my goodness, man, that's powerful, bro. I mean, and so like while you're talking, my wheels are turning. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a big visionary anyway, but my wheels are turning, and you know, if I mean, this thing could possibly be the Yelp and the Google and the Facebook of trucking, you know. And if you think about it, man, I mean, whew, it could really get that big, you know. And man, and it gives us an opportunity to have a positive outlet, a positive insight within the industry, and to have a social media site where it's not all about downing truckers and talking about truck drivers or prostitutes and stuff like that. You know, where it can be something where we all can come together and be able to have as a collective whole and be able to grow and build something where you got a good positive network for trucking, you know. And man, I really appreciate your information, man. I really appreciate your help. You know what I'm saying? Do you have a QR code or something like that that we can put
Uh,
out there?
Absolutely, I can send you my QR code. But I want to say again before I go, I really matter. Please, I want to help. So again, if you need anything about structuring your business or finding resources to help you grow your business, I understand. Like, you may know the ins and outs of the trucking, of the driving aspect of it, but if you have challenges on the back end of it or keeping up to date with paperwork or anything like that, please reach out to me. I will find somebody to help you.
That's good. That's good. So here it is, guys. You know what I'm saying? We don't have any excuses. Think about what he just did. He was just removed all the excuses for you to get your business right. See what I'm saying? For you to mind your business. You know what I'm saying? For you to mind your business. He gave you all of the assets that you need. So you got somebody to reach out to. You know what I'm saying? We're going to make sure that we drop the link for the reload board in the description. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you look for that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also, if you check out my social media, you know what I'm saying, Facebook, Instagram, Make a Buck with a Truck on Facebook, Make a Buck _truck on Instagram and TikTok. If you check that out, I'm going to drop the clip of reload board, and maybe I can see if I can, without violating their community policies, drop a copy of the QR code, So if we could do that, that's going to be really, really solid. You know what I'm saying? So I want you all to be able to go in and find this QR code and be able to either just download to go to the Reload Boy site and be able to join this site. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you support this, because this can be a big, 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 big instrumental part of trucking and help you with your trucking success. I mean, we know the trucking industry is in trouble. When you start to see companies like Yellow going out of business,
Yeah.
Knight and Swift, taking a hit, laying people off, asking for pay cuts. We got to know a personal company, a smaller mom and pops company that asked for a pay cut. They asked for, a quarter, a quarter per mile. I mean, that's a lot. Think about
Wow.
it on their own operators. You know what I'm saying? So let's just kind of think about this thing and just kind of, look at it where, hey, we can get somebody to just get our back and even be a voice. I mean, y'all know I'm always calling for a union. I ain't gonna even put that on, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I'm always looking for somebody to be able to help uplift us as the truckers. So hey, thanks a lot. Any closing words for you, Nick?
Oh yeah, absolutely. One last thing. Speaking of QR codes, your public profile. If you don't have a website, you don't want to build a website, your public profile will have a QR code attached to it where you will be able to log in to Reload Board, get a QR code. You can have anybody scan it. It takes them directly to your page where you'll have all your information on there, your truck images, your location and address, the region that you service, and they will have your lead form on it so they can reach out to you at any time with any inquiry.
Wow, that man, that's powerful, bro. That is powerful, man. Hey, look, we really appreciate you, man. We can I get you to come back for part round two? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Just let us
absolutely.
know.
Let me know when. Let me know when. Give
Yeah,
me
for
some time. I'm
sure.
gonna keep growing a little bit. I want to make sure that we got to more users there, and we got new features coming out, so that way you can kind of see the growth.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, look, I want y'all to watch his, check him out on social media. Nick, tell them where they can find you, bro.
Oh, you can find me at Reload Board on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram.
Okay. Cool. Y'all heard that, Reload Boy, on Facebook. Um, was it Facebook,
Facebook,
Instagram?
Instagram, and LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Cool. Yeah, that's what's up. So y'all look for him on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Reload Board. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you follow him and make sure you share his information because this is a wealth of information for us as truckers. A lot of truckers, I remember when we used to go get business cards, so we can let people know this is what we do as a business. But now you have the opportunity to have a whole QR code, so you can just have somebody to scan your phone. You scan your phone, takes them directly to your page. I got a digital business card. I touch your phone, all my information downloads to your phone. You know what I'm saying? So we just want to make sure that we continue to connect and spread the word and support each other, guys. We need your support. Hey, listen, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Send this to your friends. Hey, love you, and we out and make a buck with a doggone truck. Yeah.